Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today, we're going to do a recap of the afternoon stream, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. First, Vechain is going to release a state-backed Euro stablecoin. Then we're going to talk about the Binance app launching, and of course, Bitmain laying off people before the halving. It's like Bitmain's halving, laying off half their people before the actual Bitcoin halving. But let's actually talk about the VET to release a euro-backed stablecoin, a state-backed euro stablecoin, and this is from Vechain's white paper on the settlement layer. So they are going to use VET and blockchain finance for cross-border transactions. So it says on the settlement layer, the blockchain-based settlement layer will enable financial products to be settled on-chain, allowing the utilization of smart contracts, automatic execution with transparent terms, thus significantly reducing costs and increasing transparency. For the past year and a half, we have advised governments around the world on their regulatory framework around cryptocurrency. We have also been working with one of the most innovative governments in the world to design and launch a euro-backed stablecoin, which is issued by the central bank of that country. The stablecoin carries a lot of significance for both the blockchain industry and that country. Not only may it be the first state-backed euro stablecoin in the world, such legitimate trusted settlement layer will serve as the soil to grow financial products or with mass adoption potentials. And on the other document, it says to establish a settlement layer consisting of different stablecoins. So this is not the only one. This might be the only state-backed one issued by a central bank, but it's not the only one. Now, I did say before that major countries like China, like the United States, maybe some of the major countries in Europe, will not actually issue their stablecoin on a third-party ledger, and that statement still stands. The country they are talking about here is most likely San Marino. San Marino is a very small country. It's a landlocked country surrounded by Italy. It has a total of 35,000 people. So they're the kind of country that would actually issue their CBDC on a third-party ledger. Like China and the United States want to retain their power, and they wouldn't trust their money on a third-party ledger, but San Marino doesn't really have much power to maintain anyways, so they would be a prime candidate country for this. And we know that there is a huge San Marino project with Vechain going on in Q2 of this year, so I'm going to guess it's like 90% likely that they're talking about San Marino. And this will probably be a pilot for other bigger settlements or bigger areas. Like I said, the other blockchain stablecoins will probably not be state-backed, and it won't be issued by a central bank. This one will be. It will be San Marino's official cryptocurrency, or CBDC, and it's going to be backed by euros. So this actually might be the first CBDC that's actually on a third-party blockchain. But don't get too excited. This is San Marino. This isn't like, we're not talking about like China or Russia or the United States. We're talking about San Marino, a country with a population of 35,000. It's got slightly less people than the suburb of St. Louis I actually am in right now. So don't get too excited about it. It won't result in a gigantic amount of TXs, but it will result in more TXs, and it is a very good pilot or demo area to do this because it is an actual country and administration, although not a very big one, and they can actually see how it works for a country's supply chain finance. So it is very, very exciting, but just don't expect this to rise up like TXs enormously because it is a country of 35,000 people. So that is what we can draw from the white paper today. And we know that they plan to do more stable coins than just this on Vechain. Although not central bank stable coins, like not CBDCs, but other stable coins on Vechain that they will use for supply chain finance, probably in other areas around Europe. A lot of European countries work on the euro, so they are going to make a lot of euro-based stablecoins to work across, borders because it's all one coin right now. So that is the news for Vechain. Pretty exciting, but don't get carried away because it is San Marino. It's not like Great Britain or France. So kind of just control your expectations and basically hope that this pilot kind of goes well and it can actually expand from San Marino into Italy and other parts of Europe. So that is the Vechain news. The Binance app news is Binance officially launched their non-beta app on Google Play, and they have a beta on iOS. They will probably launch that. This is definitely like Binance's road to more expansion in the future. and I'm very excited for this app. A lot of people have told me this app is really good so far. I don't really use it. I prefer to trade just on my laptop or desktop. Feels more secure that way for me, and I'm just more used to the interface. But this is like the trading app that a lot of people have been waiting for, and I do think this will actually put Binance definitely on the main stage, Binance US on the main stage, and help it take over some of Coinbase market share as soon as they get the iOS portion of this out as well, which is probably coming in a few weeks. The third thing is Bitmain has had their own halving in terms of staff. Like they have their staff because they're laying off 50% of their workers because the halving is coming and they're going to only get 50% as many Bitcoins. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to get half as many dollars, but half as many Bitcoins, so they don't need as many people there. So they laid half off their staff to try to become like more streamlined. And we'll see how that actually works for Bitmain. Bitmain has had plenty of legal troubles as well as like infighting the past year, and could use all the help it can get. So Bitmain is laying off half their workers. I don't think this is a good sign for Bitmain, but it's not really much concern for Bitcoin. Bitcoin mining is expanding in the United States. They've built a huge Bitcoin mine in Texas, and I do think that that business is actually expanding. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day, people.